Hello students, so time to discuss the second practical. So the second practical sheet deals with single parameter models. Let us consider the first question. It talks about the data available regarding the number of fatal accidents and the deaths on scheduled airline flights per year over a 10-year period. So as you can see here, uh, year-wise data is available on the number of fatal accidents, passenger deaths and hence death rate. So now the first question talks about the number of fatal accidents. So suppose that the number of fatal accidents in each year are independent Poisson theta random variables. Then set a prior distribution for theta and determine the posterior distribution based on the data from 76 to 85. Then under this model, give a 95% predictive interval for the number of fatal accidents in the year 1986. So since we have assumed so far gamma prior for the Poisson model, so let us assume a gamma prior for this theta. Then we are supposed to get the posterior distribution of theta from the data available here, and then find the posterior predictive distribution using the posterior distribution of theta for the year 1986. So let us see how it can be done. So let us first obtain the posterior distribution of theta. So xi is, suppose xi is the number of fatal accidents in the ith year. So the first year is 1976 and the last year is 1985. So x1, x2, xn are independent Poisson random variables. And theta, suppose it has gamma distribution with parameters alpha and lambda. Then we have discussed this before, that the posterior distribution of theta given xi's will be again gamma with parameters n plus alpha and lambda plus summation xi. So suppose now y is the number of fatal accidents for the year 1986. So we still have the same model. So y given theta is Poisson with mean theta. So let us find the joint distribution of theta. It will be product of the conditional distribution of y given theta multiplied by the posterior distribution of theta given xi's. So it will look like this: e raised to minus theta, theta raised to by y factorial multiplied by the posterior distribution. So now let us merge the exponential terms and the power terms of theta. So merging the exponential term gives us e raised to minus n plus alpha plus 1 theta, theta raised to summation xi plus y plus lambda minus 1 into n plus alpha raised to summation xi plus lambda. Okay, now and these constant terms will also be there. Now we want to find the marginal distribution of y, which will be the posterior predictive distribution of y. So we will have to integrate out theta from here. So let us integrate out theta from here. So we will have to consider the integration of these two terms which contain theta. So now you can easily identify this is a gamma function. So I'll have gamma of summation xi plus y plus lambda, right, upon now the coefficient of this theta in the exponential term that raised to this term, this number. So upon n plus alpha plus 1, that is the coefficient raised to summation xi plus y plus lambda. And now I have rearranged them a bit. So the constant terms are there. So I'll have n plus alpha raised to summation xi plus lambda upon n plus alpha plus 1 raised to summation xi plus y plus lambda. And the gamma terms ratio will also be there. So gamma of summation xi plus y plus lambda upon gamma of summation xi plus lambda. And this y factorial will remain there. So right now this distribution doesn't look any familiar to us. So let us try to rearrange these terms a bit. So n plus alpha and n plus alpha plus 1 have a common common power, which is summation xi plus lambda if we keep this y aside. So let us do that. So n plus alpha upon n plus alpha plus 1 raised to summation xi plus lambda. Now what will remain is this term, this denominator raised to y will remain. So I have kept it separately. And now suppose lambda and alpha are chosen to be integers. So if lambda is an integer, I can write this gamma function as summation xi plus y plus lambda minus 1 factorial. Similarly, this gamma of summation xi plus lambda can be written as summation xi plus lambda minus 1 factorial into y factorial. So here, since alpha lambda are parameters of prior distribution, we can always adjust the prior so that alpha lambda are integers. So here we are assuming them to be integers to get a simplified form for the posterior predictive distribution of y. So note that these terms actually give us uh, a familiar term, which is summation of xi plus y plus lambda minus 1 choose y. So the distribution can be rearranged like this: summation xi plus y plus lambda minus 1 choose y, this n plus alpha by n plus alpha plus 1 raised to summation xi plus lambda, and 1 upon n plus alpha plus 1 raised to y, where y will range from 0, 1, 2 onwards. So this is a negative binomial distribution with parameters summation xi plus lambda, and the other parameter will be, the probability of success will be 1 upon n plus alpha plus 1. Okay, so it is interesting to note that if you have a random sample from Poisson distribution with mean theta, where the prior distribution of theta is gamma, then the posterior predictive distribution of a future observation is negative binomial with parameters like this. Now let us see how the expectation of y and variance of y are computed. So expectation of y will be simply expectation of conditional expectation of y. So now the conditional expectation of y is simply theta, and expectation of theta should be computed with respect to the posterior distribution of theta. So this will be simply lambda plus summation xi upon n plus alpha. So suppose this is mu, since here summation xi is 238 and n is 10. Now similarly, how can we obtain variance? So variance of y is expectation of variance of y given theta plus variance of expectation of y given theta. Now variance of y given theta, y being a Poisson random variable, simply theta. So expectation of theta given x1, x2, xn plus, now expectation of y given theta is again theta. So variance of theta given x1, x2, xn. So if you, now because posterior is a gamma, so this will be the mean and this will be the variance of theta. So suppose, let us call this as sigma square. Then by normal approximation, what we mean is, we assume that y follows normal distribution with mean mu stated here and variance stated here. So using the normal distribution, now we have to construct a 95% interval for theta, sorry, for y. This using simulation, how it is to be done, this we have already seen. So let us solve the first question in R. Let us import the data in D as shown here. Let us confirm. Yes, so here is the data. Now X is the number of fatal accidents. So let us store it here. And N is the length of X. And now I am choosing a prior distribution gamma, alpha, lambda with alpha and lambda both equal to 1. So that will be simply a standard exponential distribution. Now, in order to construct a 95% interval for y, let us simulate observations from negative binomial distribution, which is the distribution of y. Just be careful while specifying the parameters of negative binomial distribution. Have a look at the help file of negative binomial distribution here. So the command rnbinom gives you a random sample from negative binomial distribution with parameters specified like this. So have a look at the PMF. So it is gamma of x plus n upon gamma n into x factorial multiplied by p raised to n into 1 minus p raised to x. So focus on this term p raised to n, since size is specified to be n and probability is specified to be p. So if you compare this with the PMF which we have constructed for y, you will easily identify that p is nothing but n plus alpha upon n plus alpha plus 1, and n is nothing but summation xi plus lambda. So let us specify the parameters like this here and generate random sample from negative binomial distribution. So just to be sure, I want to have a look at the histogram of this sample. So let us have a look at the histogram. So as you can easily notice, the mode is around 20. So I hope to get an interval which contains the mode of this distribution. So suppose we store the sorted values in Z, then because we want 95% interval, we will consider 25th ordered value and 976th ordered value of this Z. So the values are 14 and 32. So thus 14 and 32, this is the 95% interval for Y. This is 95% predictive interval for Y. Now the second question was about the normal approximation. So we have seen how the normal approximation works and how the mean and variance can be computed. Now while generating random sample from normal distribution, one has to specify the standard deviation. So let us consider standard deviation here. So the mean mu was summation xi plus lambda upon n plus alpha, and the variance was mu plus summation xi plus lambda upon n plus alpha whole square. So the standard deviation will be the root of this variance. So mu I have stored here and sigma I have stored here. Now the 95% interval will be simply mu plus the 2.5 percentile point of standard normal distribution multiplied by sigma. Similarly, the upper limit of the interval will be mu plus the 97.5 percentile point of standard normal multiplied by sigma. So the interval is not far, not much different. See here, earlier it was 14 and 32 and now it is 12.18 and 31.26. So this is how the first question can be discussed. So one more way is there to simulate random observations from the posterior predictive distribution, and that way is first generate observations on theta. So suppose you have generated 1000 observations on theta, then for every observation generate one observation, every observation generated on theta, generate one observation on y. Let us try to implement this. In both ways you can generate random sample from y. So even if you don't know the posterior predictive distribution of y, you can still generate random sample from the distribution of y following this procedure. So another way to generate random sample from distribution of y. So how do we go about it? So suppose we have so let us consider the question 1b. The question states that the number of fatal accidents in each year follow independent Poisson distributions with a constant rate, and an exposure in each year is proportional to the number of passenger miles flown. So now let us try to understand this statement. By this they mean that the number of fatal accidents has Poisson distribution, but the mean of the Poisson depends on two factors. One factor which is a constant rate, so that factor doesn't change over the years, but another factor changes over the year. So you can safely say that the mean of Poisson distribution is a product of two terms, where one term doesn't depend on the year, so it's a constant, and the other term whereas depends on the year. But in what sense? So it depends on the exposure to the number of passenger miles flown. So what is the meaning of this? So don't you think that the if more miles are flown, means more a person travels, more will be the chances of meeting a fatal accident, isn't it? So when you count the number of fatal accidents, it will occur, a fatal accident will occur with more chances to a person who is a frequent traveler. So now how do we classify, or how do we know how much a person has traveled? So instead of looking at individual person, we can say how many miles, passenger miles have been flown by the airline. So if the passengers are say 100, then how many miles those 100 passengers have flown? So in this sense, there should be a factor in the Poisson mean which considers this. So that factor can be used to decide the mean of this Poisson random variable. So xi, it is as if it is following Poisson distribution with mean proportional to these two things. So suppose ui is the passenger miles flown in the ith year, then and delta is the constant rate, accident rate. By this constant rate they mean constant accident rate. Then xi will be having Poisson distribution with mean ui and delta. This is what they mean. So now the question is, set a prior distribution for theta and determine the posterior distribution based on the data for 1976 to 1985. They have here mentioned how to obtain the number of passenger miles flown in each year. So notice that in this data set, the number of passenger miles flown are not specified. Instead, passenger deaths and death rate is specified. So you might have noticed that this example is taken from the third edition of Bayesian data analysis by Andrew Gelman and others. So in the exercise they have mentioned there that the death rate is calculated by considering the passenger deaths per 100 million passenger miles. So because passenger miles are not specified but only death rate is provided, so passenger miles can be computed by taking the ratio of these two. So means passenger miles flown will be equal to passenger deaths upon death rate multiplied by 100 millions. So 100 millions will be 10 raised to 8. So this is how we can compute the passenger miles flown. So notice that this will be an estimate since we are using death rate to compute it. So the procedure is specified here. Now using a proper prior distribution for theta, a 95% predictive interval for the number of fatal accidents in 1986 under the assumption that 8 into 10 raised to 11 passenger miles are flown that year is to be computed. So now please notice a correction here. In the practical sheet which I have shared with you, I have mentioned 1011. That number actually should be 8 into 10 raised to 11. So please do that correction there. So it is as if we are given the value of passenger miles flown for the year 1986 and then we are told to get 95% interval for the same variable y, which is nothing but the number of fatal accidents for the year 1986. So let us see how first theoretically we can obtain the posterior predictive distribution of y. How can we obtain posterior distribution of theta, and then let us see how can we construct the interval in R. So let us see how a random sample from theta can be used to generate a random sample from y curl y. So suppose we are generating random sample from the posterior distribution of theta. So this is how the parameters can be specified. So shape will be summation xi plus lambda and rate will be n plus alpha. So suppose we generate a random sample and store it in th. Now let us say the new set of observations on y. Suppose they are stored in y curl new. Then announce it. Now the ith observation on y curl new will be simply a random observation from Poisson distribution with mean same as the ith value of theta generated here. So let us do that. Let us see what do we get. So now the interval will be simply 2.5% and 97.5% points of these y curl new. So we obtained the quantiles by using the quantile command. So as you can see here, 13 and 30, this is the interval which we have got from the random sample generated in this way. So notice that both the intervals are almost same. Not much of a difference is there. This is because that whatever difference is there, that is because of the samples also get generated differently and because the methods are different. So the command r gamma or r poise, these commands generate different observations whenever they are run different times, unless you specify the set.seed for generating the observations. Okay, so this is how the first A can be answered. Now let us see what is the question 1B. So suppose death rate is passenger deaths per 100 million passenger miles. Then passenger miles flown will be simply passenger deaths upon death rate into 100 millions, which is 10 raised to 8. So suppose UI is the passenger miles flown for the ith year and delta is the expected accident rate per passenger mile, which is a constant. Then the statement that the passenger number of fatal deaths is proportional to a constant rate and the exposure. So it means that xi given ui's and delta is following Poisson distribution with the observed value of ui and delta as the mean. So now ui's are estimated using this equation. Then now suppose we have a flat prior, because in the first case we had assumed a gamma prior for theta. Now here ui into delta, ui's are constants, so we can simply say we have a prior for delta alone, which is a accident rate. So suppose pi delta is a prior distribution for this delta, and we are assuming a constant prior for this, so pi delta is simply say 1. So in this case the joint distribution of xi is given delta will be like this: e raised to minus delta summation ui delta raised to summation xi into product of ui upon product of xi factorial. So notice that delta is involved only in these two terms. Now we want to find the posterior distribution of delta first. So let us proceed. So the joint distribution of xi's and delta will be, now notice that ui's are simply known constants, so we can remove them from the notation. So this will be simply e raised to minus delta summation ui delta raised to summation xi product of ui upon product of xi factorial multiplied by the prior, which is simply 1. So this I have mentioned here. Since they are constants, this is proportional to joint distribution and ui's are constant, we are dropping them from the notation. Now since the posterior is proportional to the joint distribution, then pi of delta given xi's will be proportional to the product of these two terms, and so you can easily identify what is going to be the posterior distribution of delta. So since these terms represent the gamma PDF, so the posterior distribution of delta will be again gamma with parameters at summation xi plus 1 and summation ui. So this is a gamma PDF as parameters like this. Now because the aim is to find 95% predictive interval for y, which is nothing but the number of fatal accidents in the year 1986. So let us try to find the distribution of y in this setup. So now suppose u is the number of passenger miles, sorry, the number of passenger miles flown for the year 1986. Then y given u and delta follows Poisson distribution with mean u into delta, and so the PMF of y will be like this. Now, so the joint distribution of y and delta will be the PMF of y given delta multiplied by the posterior density of delta, which is this. So the finally the joint distribution will be like this. So here I have, in this notation I have, instead of writing summation ui plus u, here I have written it as summation ui I going from 1 to n plus 1. So but you can keep this change of notation and you can simply say summation ui plus u. It doesn't matter. So the joint distribution is like this. So the marginal distribution of y will be obtained by integrating out delta. So if you integrate out delta, what will happen is these two terms will get integrated out and you will get u raised to y as it is, summation of ui raised to summation of xi plus 1 as it is, y factorial gamma of summation xi plus 1 as it is, and now the integration of these two terms will be gamma of summation of xi plus y plus 1 upon now the coefficient of minus delta in the exponential term, which is nothing but summation of ui's from 1 to n plus 1, which is basically summation of ui from 1 to n plus small u, where small u, again I am repeating, small u is the number of passenger miles flown for the year 1986. So this raised to summation xi plus y plus 1. So if you rearrange it again the way we have done earlier, this will be again a negative binomial PMF with parameters. You can easily identify summation xi plus 1 and u upon summation ui plus u. So again we got negative binomial distribution as a distribution of posterior predictive of as a distribution of y, which serves as the posterior predictive distribution. So now let us see how it can be done in R. Okay, so we are back to R. So suppose P is the number of passenger deaths and DE is the death rate. Then the passenger miles flown for every year can be computed by dividing P by DE and multiplying the division by 10 raised to 8. So let us do that. Now we are also provided the information that the number of passenger miles flown for the year 1986 is 8 into 10 raised to 11. So let us store it in U1. Then Y curl follows negative binomial distribution with parameters as summation xi plus 1 and probability same as PR. So now how do we get this PR? So again don't forget the way negative binomial distribution specifies parameters in R. So we are again on the same track and we are using the same parameters. So summation xi plus 1 will be the parameter size for negative binomial distribution in R, and the probability will be this, like this, 1 minus u1 upon summation of u plus u1. So let us run this. So as you can notice now there has been a shift towards the right. Earlier the mode was around 20 to 25. Now it is around 30 to 35. So let us obtain the quantiles. So the interval has changed. Now it is 22 to 47. So notice that in the first model when we computed the interval for the same random variable, we got the interval as around 13 to 22, and now the interval has shifted a lot by 22 to 47. Another simulation, another method of simulation if we use the way we have specified earlier, again we get the same stuff. See here. So earlier we had 22 to 47, now we have 23 to 47. So this is the interval, 95% interval for Y curl if we go by the second model.